Well, let's let's jump in and find out who's all what. So, ready to do
Who's on
this?
first? Yeah,
All right. Three, two, one.
still can figure out that setting.
Oh my God, what's going on? I'm like really zoomed in weird.
Good content, good start, good start. Let's start strong.
This is what
This
this
is
is
what the
what
people want.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. It's that time again. Time for the all-new Culture Cast, which begins right now. Welcome back, everyone, to the all-new Culture Cast. I'm Nick, and with me tonight is, of course, the Gorehound
Reporting live from the graveyard, keeping it spooky.
and cousin Charles.
Hey, from Missouri.
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 So, guys, last episode was our 267th episode, and I completely forgot to bring up 6-7. Am I the only person who understands what the
Good
kids
one,
these
Nick.
days?
Good one. Yeah, we all got that one.
I tried
Yeah.
interrogating some young kids this weekend. I still don't understand it.
You just pretend like you understand it, then it'll stop being a thing and people won't care about it anymore. That's my philosophy. I also say it because we gotta get hip with the kids these days. Um, but anyway, enough about that. This is our 268th episode, which means absolutely nothing. But
It's a good number. Even
tonight,
number.
tonight we are talking about the James Bond movie GoldenEye, starring Pierce Brosnan and Sean Bean. And it's celebrating its 30th anniversary. So I thought it was kind of neat to talk about that film as I drop my notes here, and uh, kind of take a look back on it. So yeah, and the
I was
phenomenon
kind of
that is.
wondering. I, I was kind of wondering why Goldeneye all of a sudden. Because I was like, well, we haven't really covered any other James Bonds. We have. Okay, the 30th thing that makes sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Nick likes, the golden eyes. He follows them, he keeps up with them. He likes them.
I do like the
Yeah.
James Bonds. And hopefully Amazon doesn't ruin it. They will, but I hopefully they don't. But
Why am I so intrigued about who the next James Bond is? Maybe because it's
You
like,
mean
do I get to have something that is I like? Do I get to enjoy something new? Or is it just going to be another like guy I don't care about?
I don't know. I can't answer that for you, Gorehound.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, sidetrack.
Well, before we get into our Go and I talk, Gorehound, who's your man crush, and will he be the next James Bond?
Man crush.
Oh no. We're gonna throw it to Mr. Joe Bob Briggs. I've been thoroughly my
Three for
Shutter
three.
my Shutter subscription is coming due. Basically gonna watch his Christmas special this year on the 12th. And then it gets cut because I just don't have the time to do it. But I also wanted to shout out to Michael Shannon with the political shows that he's been in with the Roosevelt, Garfield, whatever that is, and his new one Nuremberg, which we are pretty excited to see whatever way we can.
so?
Yep.
You really like General Zod,
Oh yeah, I do.
which that movie. You guys are like
What's that,
dead meeting
cuz?
now.
Because either you had a
I was
great
just saying,
joke
you
or
guys.
you
I don't
just
know if
cut
yours
out.
my Wi-Fi. I want to say it was a great joke that nobody heard because it would have been
I,
so funny. Your
I
head
bet
literally
it
would have
was good.
exploded.
I bet it was good.
5 out of 5. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No
Even
doubt.
Quentin Tarantino would love it.
What's with Quentin? Why is he in the news? I cannot figure it out.
I guess he gave an interview
Apparently
lately.
he has got.
We
I
got some
think
delay
it
going on
was
here.
I
two.
love it.
Well,
Cause
yeah.
why is Quentin in the news?
So again, I'm not sure if I'm the best source of this because I understanding is that it's two fronted. One, he gave a interview of like his top 20 films of all time, where
Okay.
number one was Black Hawk Down, I think, and then the other thing was he would have given There Will Be Blood, the Daniel Day Lewis movie, more credit if it hadn't been for Paul Dano.
Okay.
Has a real problem with Paul Dano, so don't expect him showing up in a Tarantino project anytime soon.
Who was this interview with?
Uh, let's say
Some
Variety.
newspaper.
Okay.
Let's say Variety. I have no idea, but
Huh.
that's the word on the streets. You
He was
know,
going to be on our podcast, but then Variety came in and said, like, damn Variety.
Yeah. Okay. I honestly don't care. Like, whatever Quentin Tarantino thinks about actors is um far under par what is actually matters. So
he specifically said, "quote." I think it was the Hollywood Reporter. Specifically said he's the weakest male actor in SAG, which
Which is,
he
wow.
do we
he
need to have a Paul Dano appreciation or
Well,
review month?
we could. I know the internet has like rallied around Paul Dano.
Yeah, I like he didn't just because like one popular guy doesn't like him, like he's still pretty good. Like he's really good in everything I've seen him in.
I will say this: this whole like Quentin Tarantino thing feels very much like Abe Simpson, old man yells at cloud
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
energy. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
yeah.
look, just let him have his opinion. It's fine. He
Yeah, like
probably
it's not hurting anybody.
he's
Like
not
everybody
like
knows he's an asshole. So
yeah, he's not saying like we should go out and beat up Paul Dano. He's just like, look, I don't care for the guy.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Besides, when you make some of the greatest films that Hollywood's ever seen, then then you could have your own opinion, I guess. Eh.
So, well, all
So
right.
Nick, why are we talking about it? Other than
Oh,
this being the
uh,
oh
bruh,
sorry
I got something.
I stepped on your feet. I stepped on your feet. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. It was the Wi-Fi delay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay.
Sure.
I forgive you.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see it.
Forgive. All right, so I got something, and there's a great story with this. Mm.
Story time.
I got this Batman Returns puzzle poster,
Oh, that's cool.
500 pieces. So, the story behind this is that when the Kiwi was a wee child, she had this poster, or this puzzle poster that her family put together, and it took them like forever because it's like all black.
That looks awful to put
And
together.
and she was always telling me about this ever since we had met. She was always telling me about this. And then the, earlier this year, she found the puzzle at her parents' house and brought it to our house, and we started redoing it. And some of the pieces, there was no box or anything. Some of the pieces were like warped and damaged, but whatever. It's a 30 plus year old poster, and we put it all together, except it was missing one
What?
piece. Missing one piece. Um, about a month or so ago, I was at a garage, estate sale, and they were selling Batman poster puzzles, and they had the Batman Returns one, that same one, and I'm like, it's like for $10. I'm like, should I buy it? And I'm thinking, no, she'll yell at me if I get a spend $10, get one piece. So
We
I pa
wouldn't. We wouldn't yell at you. We would make it a segment in our
well,
podcast.
and we are
Was it
um
10 bucks for one puzzle, or is it 10 bucks for several puzzles?
for one puzzle.
I mean, that's pretty steep
I
for
mean,
a garage sale, but like,
yeah, but
I don't have.
considering the puzzle is like I don't know how many years old and probably it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
classic Keaton.
Um, but they had the first Batman poster with just the bat signal from the first 89, so I bought that one. Anyway, I go home and I tell the Kiwi that they had the other one there, and she got mad at me that I didn't buy it.
Oh my
Like, you should have
gosh.
gotten. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I thought I would. So
What world does the Kiwi live in?
I know. I could never figure it out
she,
sometimes,
And you
but
never will. You
I never
never
will.
will. But you got to keep trying.
That's the spark of our relationship. Anyway, so I go on Facebook Marketplace and I find someone selling the poster, the puzzle for like, I don't know, $14, which included shipping. So I'm like, you know what? I asked the Kiwi, should I get it? She's like, well, I mean, if you want. I'm like, I don't
Don't
understand
ask.
anything.
Don't ask.
I
Just do
just
it.
I bought it, and first time I ever bought anything off Facebook Marketplace. So I'm waiting, I'm not getting anything from the seller. I'm like, oh my God, did I get scammed? I messaged the seller, they're not responding to me. I see they gave me feedback, and because I don't know how to read Facebook Marketplace feedback, it looked like she gave me negative feedback. I'm like, not only did they rip me off and take my money, but they're giving me negative feedback. What the heck? So I
Wait,
messaged them
wait,
again.
Nick. I think you're speeding through this too fast.
Sorry.
What is this time frame? Like you just explained it as if you
Sorry.
bought it and then was immediately like, why isn't it on my doorstep right now?
No. I bought it, and after like a week or so, I haven't
Okay.
heard anything, like whether it got shipped or
Where was it
anything.
from?
Uh, Wisconsin, maybe?
Okay. Okay.
Land of Lakes country.
Amen.
Not very far, not terribly
Yeah,
far, but
yeah.
far enough to where I couldn't go and
Not
get it.
California or Texas.
Yeah. And but like I was messaging them and they weren't responding back to me. Um, and I finally I saw the what I thought was negative feedback, and so I messaged them again. I'm like, hey, just seen any update on anything? And the day I send that, it shows up in the mail. I'm like, oh, okay, it
Nice.
did. So I'm like, I'm still annoyed. They gave me negative feedback, so I was going to give them like I'll give them a 3 out of 5. I'm not going to give
Yeah.
them a 1 like they
A
gave me a
spite
1.
review.
Yeah, and so I did. And then this is where I learned how Facebook Marketplace works. You don't see anyone's feedback until you both give each other the feedback. And this person actually gave me 5 out of 5 stars. So I gave her, now suddenly I've become the asshole in this
I mean, you didn't
situation.
become one. You were one coming into the transaction. You're just
Well,
fulfilling your end.
yeah, apparently. And so I'm like, great. Now she thinks I'm being an a-hole about it. So I tried messaging them like, listen, I put the wrong number. I'm trying to fix it because I learned you can fix it, but you have to wait like 14. I don't understand it. So yeah. But at the end of the day, we got the puzzle and we'll put it together to replace those bad pieces and we'll have a box now. So there's that.
I mean, that's pretty solid.
So that's my story. All right.
You're sticking
Can
to
I
it.
add a postscript to this story?
Yes.
Um, my parents were offloading some of my childhood goodies, as I mentioned in the text chain regarding all the action figures.
Yeah.
Uh,
Has your kid been playing with it?
I've got a authentic framed
Nice.
picture of. Oh, you can see yourself in there.
Eh,
Yeah, it's yeah, look at that. It's framed. It's not autographed or anything, but it's like official merch, and it looks legit as hell. Like they used to like make things last in the 90s. Like this is a frame that you it will like solid.
so
If you
now
ever,
we got to stalk Michael Keaton to get that signature.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the Gorehound back in the day was obsessed with Batman. Like you see that for this is focus right here.
Bring it in.
So, Nick, sorry. I'm getting antsy.
All right, let's jump into GoldenEye.
Does Cuz have a segment yet?
Yeah, I don't know, Cuz, do you have a segment? We gotta get you a segment.
Oh yeah, I got how about just with cuz
Uh,
I did
Cuz, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good. I did not like I said, I managed to squeeze in GoldenEye today because I was doing my cousin Christmas with the in-laws. So I got completely blissed. Did you guys ever make Angry Balls before? That's where you take
Uh,
Angry Orchard and Fireball and you mix it together.
God, why do you don't?
It's apples and
I
cinnamon, man. It
don't
tastes
want to
great.
hear about that.
Yeah, I got
I'm not the
totally.
biggest cinnamon person, so
Oh well.
And fire, like, can we skip this segment?
Hey, I got blitzed on Saturday. But so yeah, that's with Cuz.
Okay, good one.
you know,
Let's work on that.
I thought you were gonna say like we had my cousin's Christmas, so I went in the other room and watched GoldenEye
Yeah,
alone.
yeah. I was gonna ask, like, it's not a Christmas movie unless I missed something, but like,
I mean, it's kind of like winter. Well, no.
I mean,
Well,
if you
Russia
can
it
make
always
that
looks like it's
argument
frozen.
with the world never die with the Carmen Electra, or
Mhm.
Denise Richards,
The world's not enough.
yeah, because her name was Christmas.
Christmas Jones.
Yeah,
Mrs.
yeah.
Jones. Yeah.
So yeah, GoldenEye. All right. So have you guys ever seen GoldenEye before this?
Yes.
We are boys who grew up in the 90s.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
just asking. Not everyone's seen every single movie.
But I
That is
think
very
if you're
true.
a little boy like us that grew up in the 90s, GoldenEye was part of your life.
I mean, let's all say it. I mean, if you had an N64,
Yeah, odd
you
job
had
straight up. Like,
GoldenEye.
Slappers
GoldenEye was
only.
like the best. Yes, I love that. I have
uh,
it buried somewhere in my dad's catacombs
like
We
my
with the rest of my
proportion
N64.
of video game to um movie is like this is like the movie and like that's the video game. It was just like I saw this movie like once or twice and like the most everything that I know about this comes from the game. Like I was like, oh, this was in the game. This scene was in the game. Like this movie did not exist for me. It was purely the game.
Did you know they did a film adaptation of the video game
Right.
GoldenEye?
Like
You know,
it hit hard.
the Kiwi grew up playing GoldenEye, but she had never seen the movie before. So she watched it with me and she's like,
Mm,
I remember this level. I remember
right.
this level.
Yeah.
What's what's weird, and I'm assuming it was I'm assuming that the oddest thing for me is like during some of the gunfights, like I almost had like flashbacks to being a little kid because the bullet sounds they use are the
Yes.
like they reuse the same bullet sounds from the movie in
And
the
I
game.
love that
And
because
I
it
was like,
was
oh, I'm like, yeah, that's like when you shoot the AK, like pew, 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 pew. Like it's a very distinct ping. It's not like any
Hmm.
other movie
mhm.
like firearm.
And like the movie in the music in the video game, while not exact, was very inspired by the music in the movie.
Mhm.
Um, the character sprites, even though it was, N64 technology, still look you could tell like, oh, that's Pierce Bronson, that's
Yeah.
this guy. But yeah. After we were done watching the movie the other day, Kiwi, we have still have our 64. We fired up the old GoldenEye on the 64 and played a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
We were
Very
really
nice.
bad at it because we hadn't played it in so long.
I can imagine just being like
We're
how
like
digitized
stormtroopers.
it is and just like I can imagine it not aging very well. Well, also, well, I don't know. Like, it's one of
And
those
look,
games where you would just like fall into.
I mean, very old graphics by today's standards, but it's still think it
Yeah.
still works. Still worked. But anyway, about the movie here. Um, what are your thoughts on the most 90s James Bond movie ever made? This movie cannot be more mid 90s than anything else.
It, I will. I'm gonna give a confession. When it comes to James Bond, I've never really cared for the James Bond movies. I don't know why, but I just even with the older ones with Roger Moore and Sean Connery, I just couldn't connect with them. I appreciate the cultural moments, the impact, but I just really couldn't get behind the story. I just the stories are always kind of dumb, right?
I'll cut deeper. I didn't care about him. I didn't like him.
James Bond's kind of he not kind of he is an asshole, and the film
Right.
says it several times to his face.
Archer epitomized the
Yeah,
spy agent genre.
yeah,
Archer is better than James Bond.
But Archer
yeah.
wouldn't exist without James Bond.
That's true.
I don't care. Like Archer, like James Bond tried to get it there, and then Archer, H. John Benjamin was just like, I could do this. And he did it.
So, do you think when you become a spy, they give you a like a joke dictionary, like a wordplay 101, like
Yeah.
or like in terror school they have like comebacks too? Because every my God, there's so much wordplay, and I don't know if it's like my brain is. I know
Mhm.
the Daniel Craig movies had some like clever wordplay and stuff like that, which actually which we'll bring up more in a second. But yeah, it was like every fucking lot. Like
Mhm.
people complain about Marvel movies, how it's just joke after joke after joke. Dude, this movie was like joke after joke after joke. Like
But it's also Pierce Brosnan is such the guy that he like really like adds that flair at the end of everything. And I think like that's his weird thing that he's just very Pierce Brosnan-y.
It's also a Bond thing that grew and grew and grew. I mean, look at to talk about the impact that the Bond movies had on cinema in general. In general, yeah. Like look at the 1980s and like your Schwarzenegger films and your other ones where Schwarzenegger's just quipping left and right. Um, which is very because you made an interesting point how people complain about the Marvel movies being too jokey. I'm like, look at your average Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s. No one ever complains about that. Like, look at the movie Commando, which is amazing, by the way. It's
it's one
like
of my favorites.
we should do a
Yeah.
podcast on that. Um, be like, yo, remember I said I'd kill you last? I
I
lied.
lied.
I could do some early Schwarzenegger rewatch.
I mean,
So
and I feel like
Hercules takes Manhattan or something.
Not that early, but like Predator Commando, yeah.
we'll do a Schwarzenegger month. Um, but I feel like GoldenEye though is like the least quippy of Bronson's four movies. Like I think it gets like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. To the point where they're in Die Another Day and things just got too ridiculous all the way around. And then like Daniel Craig came in and like barely cracked a smile for the first couple
Yeah.
movies.
Nick, have you seen all of the James Bond movies?
I have. Bond was a big thing growing up in my household. It was like on a Sunday or Saturday where we would like have dinner or watch a movie after dinner. It was almost like always a Bond movie that we would like cycle
Sure.
through them all and everything.
How
So we
many movies are there approximately before GoldenEye?
GoldenEye is the 17th movie, so there's 16 previous.
When was the first one released?
1962.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Da-da,
This is,
da-da.
that's impressive.
So during the 60s they released a new Bond film every single year. Then once the 70s hit, it was kind of like every other year.
Okay. So me and Cuz have made our stance known about GoldenEye. How much do you value this movie within the chronology?
Well, it's a very influential movie for me because it was the first Bond movie I saw in theaters as a kid. Um, I remember I went with my folks, and as the Kiwi said, were there awkward times in the movie theater? Because there's some scenes in there where Bond's, well, like Anna Top is like having a sex scene, and she
Yeah.
snaps the guy, and then
Yes.
scenes with Bond, and maybe I was, let's see, Bond it came out, what was it, 12, 13 when the movie came out. Maybe it was awkward, but I don't know. I didn't think much about it, I guess, because we'd watched so many Bond films. This was just like another one.
Yeah. Another trope of the Bond.
Yeah.
Little Nick's had to go to the bathroom and be like, "I'll be right back."
Um,
This
but
was Pierce's first James Bond, right?
it
Yes.
was,
Okay.
but it didn't have to be because he was
Oh.
actually selected to be James Bond in 1987 for that year's film, The Living Daylights. But when word got out that he was selected to be James Bond, the TV show that he was on, which got canceled, blew up in the ratings. So they renewed the show, and he couldn't get out of his contract
What
to
was the
go
show?
Remington Steele, where he played. It was like a comedy drama where he played a not a spy, but like a detective agency kind of thing. And there's a female character where they had a will they won't they sort of thing. And
Okay.
So that
so the show came back, and he couldn't get out of his contract to go film James Bond, so he lost doing the role then.
Okay.
Remington Steele sounds like one of those fake names Homer gave when he wanted to like change his name.
Well, the funny
Hanson,
thing is,
yeah.
Remington Steele is a fake name in the show.
Hmm.
Oh,
Like what the from I haven't seen much of it, but from what I recall, a lady owns like a detective agency of some kind, but no one takes her seriously because she's a female detective. So she hires this like wannabe actor of some kind, Pierce Bronson, to be like the face of the company, like I'm Remington Steele and I'll
He's
solve
a
your
good face.
and
yeah.
so that's where the bit comes from. If I'm sure someone out there will be like, nah, you're totally wrong. Um, but
There,
but
there Nick goes again, connecting with the audience.
yep. No one has more contempt for our small audience than me. So yeah, it does sound like a Remington's a dumb made up name because
Yeah.
it that's the point. That's the joke.
Handsome, yeah, handsome be wonderful. Hercules Rockefeller. We'll go with the one you actually spelled right. Max Power.
I gotta
Uh,
start watching those old episodes again. But yeah, so I do like GoldenEye. I think it is a pretty solid film. As I mentioned, it's very 90s where they're like, oh, James Bond's boss is now a woman. Isn't that crazy?
that damn Judy Dench.
And it's like Bond, I'm going to sue you for sexual harassment if you're not nice to me or something like that. Like
If you weren't so damn charming. So
um
Pierce Brosnan does that. It's okay. I do it, and I get let go.
Yeah, I
well, you
mean,
also weren't wearing your pants, so
Yeah. Think about James Bond paper. He is a womanizing, sexual harasser who drinks constantly. Anybody else in the world acts like that, they should be in the clink.
I
Uh,
mean, this is Archer straight up.
but it's like James Bond's life. I think a couple movies point out like his personal life is like really sad, but this movie makes it,
Yep.
but it's always like a one-off thing. Like, oh, Bond, how many women have died in your arms? Um, but yeah, it's I don't even know where I was going with that. I think I just had a moment. Anywho, it's this movie's pretty dumb. I'm not going. I enjoyed
wow.
it. Here's what this is where I'm conflicted, and I'm be honest. Like, so and then this will tie back to my weekends. So I did watch one movie this weekend. there's a movie on Netflix called I think The Harder They Fall. It was like a black cowboy movie from like 21. I think it was like a Netflix only thing.
Okay.
Okay.
But um but it was like okay, I mean it was like okay, it's solid enough, but like nothing's really iconic in this. I will say like GoldenEye has some pretty dumb moments and like is again gets very quippy, but goddamn if this movie isn't doesn't be everything feels iconic. You know, the opening bungee jump scene, the tank chase through St. Petersburg, the fight on the giant dish, which
Hmm.
was a real thing. That's actually how we. It was a research station in I think Costa Rica to like where we're trying to reach out for like alien life or like extraterrestrial or like signals from outer space, and then I think it like got destroyed in a natural disaster. But so that is a real place that they filmed at. And that's the other thing. There's so many fun stunts. There's so many good miniatures. I loved with the little jet, just like you could, it's going through like a, miniaturized version of the base because CGI wasn't a big thing. I know the Wikipedia page mentioned this is the first James Bond movie to have CGI. I'm assuming it was for the satellite, but there's still a bunch of fun practical effects. So it's like and again, there's some iconic shit. I still remember most of the lines from this movie, even though I haven't seen it in years. Uh, like when you mentioned Goldeneye, the first thing I thought of was for England, James. No, for
For
me.
me.
Like two X's breaking up.
Um, yeah, well, they the producers of the Bond movies, when they made this movie, they had a tall order ahead of them because there had not been a Bond movie in 6 years at that point due to some like legal shenanigans that were preventing them from making it. Um, and there was a lot of speculation because Bond was always considered to be like a Cold War character. The Cold War's over. What relevance is he going to be anymore? And so they had to like really like pull out all the stops to make sure like this film was going to work for people and it was going to be the big blockbuster that it could be. So yeah, they like the opening sequence, you cannot get more James Bond than that. Like when he's trying to escape like the bad guys and he's behind that like those like uh cans of
uh,
I don't know, gas or
some
whatever.
gas or fuel or
Yeah.
something.
And like he's like I remember in the theater as well, like 30 years ago, when he's slowly walking and the guards are just slowly following
Yes.
him. And like people are like laughing. And yeah, it was meant to be a funny moment because it's like, what's anyone going to do? It's a deadlock. And then the most ridiculous James Bond stunt you could possibly have in a James Bond movie where Bond on a motorbike jumps off a cliff, jumps off the bike, and flies into the airplane and pull it up to make his escape.
But he did it
Oh yeah.
so
I
good. And I
I
knew
do
he was going to, and I loved the entire descent.
I will say this: the producers who made this movie should sue Tom Cruise for basically stealing that stunt for like the Dead Reckoning Part One. Where again, same thing. He's taking a motorbike off a mountain and then like skydiving into a train versus a plane. But just saying, I'm just saying, people. Uh,
But
I did
did
love
they
where
do
it's
that
like,
for real? Oh, they probably did. It's Tom Cruise.
yeah, Tom Cruise is a crazy person, but that's why he makes damn good movies.
Yeah.
Um, I will
What's
say I
the
did kind of
consensus on Tom Cruise right now? Do we like him or do we not?
I have
I
no
think
strong opinions on him one way or another.
Okay.
I think he is the I think he is the craziest son of a bitch in Hollywood today, and that's why he makes the best films of all time. Tom
Okay.
Cruise is dedicated, but I will say, Dirt. Going back to the opening, like the skydiving, jumping into the airplane thing. I did cackle when it's like, oh, this is clearly a green screen. Like there's
Oh,
some of the like matte paintings and like green screens, which again so quaint, not quaint, but just like it's nice to see
It's
matte
the
paintings, not like a digital, like we created this on a green screen background. It's like, no, this was hand painted.
hmm
But so I was like, I kind of laughed a little bit. Where it's like, oh, that's clearly like the plane just being, held in the air, and they're just like
Mm,
rear projecting, like going down the mountain, but it still
well,
works.
so what I had read how they did that bit, if memory serves, is that most of that was practical. That the it was like three different shots. I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
not counting from the shot from the inside of the plane. That was clearly a set at that
set
point. But like the guy jumping off the motorcycle, they did that shot, and when the shot was done, he pulled his parachute. Then he had the
Hmm.
guy that was like an angle where he's like flying down,
Yeah.
and then they pulled his parachute, and then the other shot where the guy was actually getting closer and closer and closer to the plane, parachute. Apparently that was all actually done, which again, I feel that's a lost art in film because
Yes.
yeah.
like especially those Bond films, like when you see those stunts, they're actually doing them. That's not like some, you know.
Right. Yeah. And it looks bonkers. And like we know it's not real, but they make it real.
hmm
Yeah, like before I was gonna say, I've always kind of praised the Fast and Furious movies because they're like, okay, what kind of crazy stunts can we do with cars? And they just kind of like write a script around that. But the James Bond movies, even the older ones, they still have. Even though I'm like, I could never quite get into the stories, I could always appreciate like the action. Like
hmm
I still remember one of the Roger Moore ones. I can't remember. I think it was like where he's going against the voodoo guy in like a
Live and let
Jamaica.
die.
Live and Let Die.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at this guy. He knows.
yeah. I still remember like again they're running. He's having to run over the crocodiles, and I'm like that
Someone
was
actually did that. That
yeah.
was a
They
real
legit.
thing.
They PETA be damned. They ran over them crocodiles. And was that the movie also where they did the corkscrew in like the Pinto, but they added a weird slide whistle to it? Or is that Man with a Golden
Oh, that
Gun?
was Golden Gun, Man with the Golden Gun.
Okay. Suffice to say, like, look, in terms of like set pieces and creativity, I can't really fault the James Bond films for that because it's like, yeah, they have it in spades. And it's usually pretty memorable and pretty iconic, which is a lot more than I can say about, which is more than I can say for a lot of newer movies that come out where it's like, what was memorable about this? Like I enjoyed the movie, but what was memorable? Maybe I'm just getting older. I don't know.
Speaking about memorable stuff, I gotta say, like every character in this movie is very memorable. They're
Mm-hmm.
all like,
Natalia and
yeah,
Boris.
I am invincible.
No,
Um,
the delightful as ever Alan Cumming,
yeah.
which uh, I actually did want to do a recap of it or like a summary of this movie,
Oh yeah.
but just naming off other like famous pop culture characters they've been.
Do it, cuz do it.
Okay, let's see. So the movie stars Doctor Fate,
Yeah.
have
Amen. Amen. I love
Doctor
it.
Fate and Boromir breaking into a Russian military base to blow it up. Uh, Boromir is presumed dead as Doctor Fate makes his escape. Then that lady from the second the second Riddick movie is his boss now. I don't remember what the character's name was, but I'm just thinking of like sci-fi.
Okay.
Uh, I didn't think this out very well.
But
What's that?
you're going. You're going. Keep going.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get some brain juice.
Uh,
Nightcrawler and Jean Grey team up with Boromir to
No, he's no longer Boromir. Now he's Ned Stark.
yes.
Uh, that's right. It took me a second to realize that was the lady who played on the top. On the
yeah, she
top.
disappears into this role, doesn't she?
She really does. Yeah. So Jean Grey, or the Phoenix, crush doesn't use a psychic ability. She crushes men with her thighs.
Yes.
The thighs from hell. I like. I love
I
that this
still
movie's
can't figure
PG.
out how that kills somebody.
I'm assuming she either like suffocates them
Succubate, yeah.
or breaks their spine.
Like,
I think it's a suffocation because like the old admiral guy's like, I can't breathe.
I
I
don't
mean,
like I just find it hard to believe. Like albeit like no person has ever like squeezed my abdomen with their thighs, but like it just doesn't like I'll believe it, but I'm not gonna believe it.
I think if like I said, if I had to like choose how you get executed, that would probably be the way to go. Just being crushed by some woman's powerful thighs to death. Like, sir, you've been sentenced to death by the state. How do you choose? What do you choose? Uh, that on the top, the on the top method. Let's see. Oh, he also meets Joe Don Baker, which I know he's been in a lot of stuff, usually a lot of B movies.
Hmm.
Uh, he meets up with Hagrid, and together they arrange to meet Boromir, who's now Ned Stark. There's a fight in the streets of Russia. Then there's a fight on a train. Then they go to Cuba, where they blow everything up, and that's pretty much the movie.
And then a movie so good that 2 years later, John Travolta and Christian Slater remade it as Broken Arrow.
Is that true?
It's pretty darn close to it,
Okay, I've never seen Broken Arrow, so I really can't comment on it. I
but
think that's a movie nobody really talks about.
yeah, I think there's a reason why. Um, Next week on the All New Culture Cast, Broken Arrow. You mentioned a lot of people who in this, and I think it's kind of like mind blowing who was in this movie before they kind of were quote unquote big. Like pretty much everyone in it at this point were journeyman actors. Like Pierce Bronson had a career before, had some minor popularity. Sean Bean had a career before, minor popularity. Um, Hagrid, I can't think of the actor's name.
Uh,
Valentine.
Robbie Coltrane. I
Yeah.
had to pull up.
Um, Ellen Cumming, Anna Top, like all these folks will go on to other bigger projects. And it's kind of wild to see them
What is
already,
Alan Cumming known for?
uh, among other things, Nightcrawler in the X-Men movies.
Okay, sure,
He's one of he's well, I was gonna say it's a film filled with character actors who are my favorite
Yes.
type of actor.
sure.
Uh, with yeah, pretty much like if you ever watch like Star Trek, Suits, or like any other major network TV, there are actors that will pop up, and some of them
Mhm.
go on to be in really big projects, but they're usually they kind of make the rounds, so to speak.
Sure.
Uh,
So yeah, it's just kind of wild that like who this film had, and they would all go on to other big projects of their own that
yeah,
yeah. Even a small role, Mimi Driver is in this movie.
who is
She
she?
she the actress or who she was in the movie.
Who was she in the movie?
Valentine's girlfriend who's like a terrible singer.
Yeah, who's strangling the cat?
Yeah,
That is my mistress.
talented girl. That's her.
Oh, okay, okay.
And she would go on to being in Matt Damon's A Genius Janitor movie.
Good. The Born Ultimatum.
Yeah, Finding Forrester, but not Finding Forrester.
Yeah.
Which I can't think of the name of that movie. Ben Affleck's sidekicks coattails. I don't know what I'm saying now, but
Dogma.
yeah, that too. What the hell was that movie? Good Will Hunting. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were doing a bit
I
because I was
well,
doing a bit.
I guess I was. I legitimately couldn't remember the name of the movie. But yeah. So do you like how in this movie Sean Bean dies essentially 3 times? You can't get more Sean Bean than that.
Did we know that he had a relationship with um 007 like before this?
First
Okay.
time this character's ever been mentioned, and the last time this character's ever been mentioned.
Okay.
I,
That was pretty off-putting for me in the game and the movie originally, was I didn't really understand the relationship because I feel like most of this movie is him being like a bad guy.
Hmm.
And so when you see him in the beginning as a good guy, it's just you're like, wait, what? And but you just have to have a better understanding of the story, more focus and the intricacies of it.
I do have a question that's been kind of bugging me since I finished watching the movie. How old is Sean Bean's character supposed to be? Because they mentioned like they casually mentioned like,
Yeah.
oh, he's a Kozak. They teamed up with the Nazis to fight the communists or or something like that.
So I think what it's supposed to be is that Sean Bean's parents were the Cossacks,
Right.
and Sean Bean. But here's the thing that doesn't quite line up. He would have had to have been old enough for all of this, for this
To
to happen to be born, which would have been, let's say, mid 1940s at best.
yeah,
Um, and this movie takes place
in
50 years
95.
later. Yeah, so
Yeah.
about 50 years later. Yeah, you just kind of have to overlook it. Now, fun fact, originally when they were developing this movie, they wanted Anthony Hopkins to play the villain. And Anthony Hopkins declined because I think he had just played this is right around the time he played Hannibal Lecter. He didn't want to do another villain role, according to internet legend.
Fair.
Which, if Hopkins was, and he was supposed to be like James Bond's mentor instead of friend.
Okay.
Um, which, if that was the case, that timeline would line up way better.
Yes.
Um, so the movie's kind of vague on the timeline. Uh, so it could be that they were Cossacks that were killed way later after it was all said and done. But yeah, it's one of those like don't think about it too hard.
Well, to be fair, that's like the one another weird thing with like the James Bond movies is it's kind of like how Marvel has like a shifting timeline
Hmm.
Mm.
where the excuse is Franklin Richards just kind of manipulate stuff. So that's how Frank Castle could also be a Vietnam veteran, an Iraq War veteran. It's just like, oh yeah, that just happened a couple years ago. It's
Wait,
kind of
was
the same.
Punisher in the Fantastic Four?
No, I'm talking about the comics.
Okay, okay,
But I was using that as an example, like, when a lot of those characters were created, it's like
sure.
Vietnam was a big conflict. And then as we get closer to our present day, they retcon it and say, oh, it was actually,
Yeah,
there. And then the in universe explanation is Franklin Richards is constantly rewriting reality. So that
I didn't.
way,
praise be.
yep. But the James Bond movies are kind of the same way, where they have a canon, so to speak, but they're all kind of it's very fast and loose about how much
Yeah,
is true in his background. And even like um going to like the next Bond, Daniel Craig, they treat that as sort of like they treat it as a reboot, but then they acknowledge kind of a lot of stuff that happened in the previous
they
thing. I mean, well,
really don't though.
you have Judy Dench as M still.
Well, yeah, but it's a different M.
I guess, yeah. It's just one of those things. That's just always been my thing. Is like they've have kind of a gray in terms of like how long
Yeah.
has Bond been a spy?
I mean, Bond, I guess, is perpetually supposed to be around between mid 30s to 40, give or take.
Yeah,
And
he's like Batman.
He's
yeah.
immortal.
Batman's eternally late 30s, early 40s.
Um and so with each Bond film, it's just kind of like you just gotta roll with it. Just let it's all like it all happened before.
I
Um
like the not thinking aspect of
yeah.
it.
Well,
In my own personal head canon, um I buy into that the Sean Connery to Roger Moore Bond films was all the same guy, and
Mhm.
then Timothy Dalton rebooted it, and Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan was all the same guy, and Daniel Craig was another reboot.
Yeah, just
And
like we don't question like Spider-Man as like just like a young 20s guy. Like that's
Yeah.
But that's just
Uh,
yeah, my own thing. I don't know. Then you have the morons who think James Bond is a code name that goes for
oh yeah.
different people. No, unless
I,
everyone had a wife named Tracy who was killed by Blofeld.
yeah.
No.
Maybe just part of the it's part of the requirements to be 007. You have to have a voice named Tracy who's
yeah, I have to
killed
feel
by a
like
supervillain.
as many like cultural universes there exist, I don't think James Bond gets one where like there's a mythology behind it.
It's just
Uh,
like each Bond film is on its own, and then what happened before is just sort of like a vague past.
Yeah.
I was going to say if we want to kind of get real stupid and nerdy, uh, even deeper cut than the 007 is a code name. Another online theory, or another, again, this is not an actual theory, but it's just kind of like a fun little thing. People say that the reason that there are so many people, there's so many different actors who have played James Bond, is because James Bond is secretly a Time Lord from Doctor Who, and thus regenerates
Oh.
into a different spy.
I've heard that before.
It's kind of fun.
No, it's not.
I know
Yeah,
nothing of Doctor Who, so.
I was yeah, I was suckered into Doctor Who in the early 2010s. Like I was obsessed with that show. So
And then he became a woman, and then you're like, I'm out. No women
yeah,
on Doctor Who.
I, yeah. Turns out that yeah, I guess it's been like a from what I've heard on internet chatter, it's been kind of a crash and burn since like the end of Matt Smith.
I never watched Doctor Who. I tried watching it when it came back like 20 some odd years ago. I really gave it an honest chance. I'm like, this is not for me.
So who is it a girl now?
No,
Now it's a black guy,
Huh.
it,
which people are also equally mad about. Though I've heard
Okay.
good things about his episodes, so I don't know.
So the
it
purple guy from Jessica Jones, who is he?
he's
David
the
Tennant.
Yeah,
he's the 10th Doctor.
the 10th Doctor.
There, it's kind of okay.
Is that like a
we're going to
previous
put pause
season?
on James Bond, and I'll go back into my archives. So the Doctor is an alien called a Time Lord. The Time
Hell
Lords
yeah.
have either like a it's either like a technology or a natural ability when they suffer like severe, devastating wounds, they can cellularly regenerate, which keeps all their memories, but it completely rewrites their personality. So essentially, it's a new person kind of taking over um, as the doctor. So it's like you get hit in the head, have amnesia, and you think you're a different person altogether.
Skip. Thank
And
you for that explanation.
anytime they introduce a new actor in the Doctor Who legacy, the internet immediately gets angry about it.
Just
Yeah.
like who is going to be Batman? It's the same shit.
I remember when, again, I don't watch it, but like the things I do enjoy, Doctor Who stuff kind of falls in the same sort of like
Yeah.
circle of news. I remember when Matt Smith was announced, people lost their goddamn shit because what? He's so young. What is this going to be like the CW Doctor Who now? Because he was the youngest actor cast in the role at that point in time, and people just lost their goddamn minds. And then they casted an older guy, and the people lost their goddamn minds. And then they cast a woman, and people lost their goddamn minds. And then they cast a black guy, and people lost their goddamn mind. No one's ever happy. Like
No
Jesus Christ, people.
audiences, they're fucking useless.
Like being like not to bring it back to Ghostbusters, but I'm going to. Ghostbusters Answer the Call. That movie was almost a decade old at this point, and it lives in some nerds' heads rent free on like their hatred towards it. It's like, dude, let it the fuck go. No one
It was like
cares.
the biggest controversy of 2016, and that
Ah,
includes the presidential election.
simpler times, I guess.
Simple times. Uh, can we? What is okay? I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention this.
Wait,
What
wait.
is?
For the Doctor Who, do they ever show aliens on the show?
Yeah, that's the whole. That's the whole shtick. He travels through space and time. There's aliens.
Are
You
they
have to.
like just human aliens, or are they like actually like prosthetics?
Yeah, they're actual prosthetics. I mean, there's
That's pretty
uh
cool.
the best way. As I got older, you the biggest misconception is that Doctor Who is science fiction. It's not. What it is science fantasy, just like Star Wars. You have to accept that the Doctor is a wizard and he fights uh, pseudo magical monsters whose magic is science essentially. You look at the show through that lens, and it makes a whole lot more sense.
No, because you're wrong. The biggest misconception of Doctor Who is that it's good.
Oh, this
Ooh,
guy. Look at
Boom,
him.
boom, 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 boom.
He's gonna hang up on you next.
again,
Taken.
just
I'm not
I
pulling
again,
punches. I don't think so.
like I said, I'm out of the fandom. All right, like I'm not even like it wasn't even like a political stance or anything. I just kind of lost interest in the show.
When was the last time you watched Doctor Who?
Probably either the I watched up to the Peter Capaldi era, and that was like either the
I'm looking
second,
for a year.
Was it the late teens or so?
yeah,
Okay.
like fit. I would say probably up to 16 because I think I was still in college watching Doctor Who.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
And you're like, why aren't the girls coming? Anyway, Doctor Who.
Well, they start taking too many gaps between seasons, and it's like credit where credit's due with the CW and all their slop. They're fucking
They're
consistent.
cranking. They're cranking
They
that
would
out.
cr- they would crank those superhero shows out on a fucking schedule, and they would hit their
Man.
deadlines.
So where does CW exist now? Like I know like it doesn't exist anymore, right?
It sort of does, but they do like, I don't know, crappy shows.
That you like the Arrow universe is
Yeah,
like
that's all
done,
done.
right?
Yeah, that's done. So I don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing now. I think they're just importing shows from like Canada.
I, which is what I think they did initially,
Okay.
um, but yeah. Well, thanks James Gunn for killing the Arrowverse or the writers. One of them killed it. I don't know who.
I think it was, I don't know how much James Gunn had to do with it, but I think
I think it was a Warner Brothers
it
thing.
was a Warner Brothers thing, and the CW I think was looking to like axe those shows.
Yeah, because I think they were making pumping out too many, and I think everybody was like, okay, they were
Nobody
like,
could keep up with it.
And I think also what it had to do is they got new ownership, the CW,
yeah.
and I think that played a role too.
I think that was with the whole Discovery, which again now Warner Brothers is going to be owned by our good friends over at Netflix, who, if they want to buy this show, we are willing to sell
Can you imagine how much of a change in our lives that would be if
$82 million
like
dollars.
somebody picked our podcast up and be like, "All right, we gotta do something.
I'd be like sold.
We gotta like deliver some real content."
What
Like I
up,
get to quit
fam?
my job.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd be like, yeah, I'll just give me like $500 million. No, $10 million. And I'll walk away, do whatever the hell you want with it.
Oh, I
Turn it into
honestly,
AI generated slop. I don't care.
honestly, like 50K, I walk because you take that to the casino, you bet on black, 100K instant, boom.
Well,
Sound financial advice
I don't know.
from your old
I would
boy,
ask
cousin
for
Charles.
like I would probably walk away from my job for like 300 to 500,000.
dollars.
Yeah.
300 or
Like
500 bucks.
no, 300 to 500,000. I would only that's all I would take.
Okay. Maybe I'm being too
Yeah,
too
that's my
much.
price tag. If you want the Gorehound for your podcast full time 300 to $500,000. Done.
Well, that the contract you signed with the all new Culture Cast
With
Productions,
saltwater productions.
Saltwater
Yeah.
Productions, it's a lifetime.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an
Well, I
indentured
could
servitude.
we could sell those contracts. So,
It's an indentured servitude type situation.
um, but
All right.
what were we talking about? Oh yeah, GoldenEye.
Pierce
GoldenEye.
Brosnan, video games.
You know what's really weird? A few years, oh, I guess more than a few years ago, probably like, gosh, maybe like 15 years ago now. They remade GoldenEye the video game to like, I think it was like GoldenEye remastered.
On
He-
Switch.
I think it
No,
was
the
on the
Wii.
Wii,
Yeah, that was
Yes.
2010 because I had that pulled up in
Yes.
my notes.
I
and
remember that.
I that was one of the when I finally got a Wii back around I think 2011. I purchased a Wii, and that was one of the first games I bought with it. In fact, I got the golden controller because you get a golden controller with
Oh,
it.
this guy, I
Yeah.
love it.
Um, but what's wild is they replaced Pierce Bronson with Daniel Craig.
Wait. You're saying Bronson.
Pierce Bronson. Bron
It's
Bronson?
Rosnan. Bros.
Brosnan, sorry.
Okay.
It's late.
No,
Pierce
no, you've
Brosnan.
been doing it the entire time.
Oh
I
God, I
wasn't sure
don't.
if I was not hearing you
You're
correctly.
right. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm wrong. Listen. A reoccurring thing on any podcast I've ever been on is that I can't pronounce people's names correctly. So it's some of our charm.
Okay.
That's right.
Um, but they replaced Pierce with Daniel, and it's fucking weird. As someone who's watched this movie many times, having Daniel Craig utter the lines that Pierce Bronson said, it's it like my brain malfunctions from it.
It's like that bit from Family Guy, like, yeah, after Jim Henson died, we got weird sounding
Yes,
Muppets.
I remember this. I
Like,
because I remember the game coming out. I do not remember them putting Daniel Craig in, but now I'm seeing it and I'm like, yeah.
I mean, for a game, it's fine, but like when he's like saying like the same dialogue, it's like, oh, like I would love to know what Daniel Craig thought doing this, and if Pierce Bronson even cared that it was happening. Probably didn't even know the game was being made.
He's probably thinking, did the check clear?
Um,
Do you still
but
have the golden controller?
yeah,
Nice. I figured there's no reason you wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, I still whip out those games every now and again.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice looking controller. Just looked at a picture of it.
I think it was just a standard Wii con re handheld controller with just painted gold.
Not just a
I like
stand.
gold.
That's a gold plated Wii controller. Wireless capability, turbo fire functionality.
Yeah, that's it. You got it, pal. You got it, dude.
What's what's interesting, I'm reading a description of the 2010 reboot of GoldenEye, and apparently they set it between Quantum of Solace and Skyfall, like in terms of
Well,
the chronology.
it would have to be.
Yeah, but I thought that's kind of neat. I thought that's kind of
Yeah.
neat.
Like the weird thing about the Daniel Craig movies is like after Quantum of Solace, it's like I'm still a new agent. Then Skyfall is like I'm a veteran agent. It's like, bruh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, oh, I think we would be failing our job as internet commentators if we, of course, did not bring up the obvious connect, or not the obvious, but the connection between the first Pierce Brosnan movie and the first Daniel Craig movie, and the
Oh,
fact that they're directed by the same guy, Martin Campbell.
yep.
And you mentioned that Anthony Hopkins was considered for the role. He ended up Martin Campbell ended up working with Anthony Hopkins the following year, or in '98, on the set of The Mask of Zorro, where uh,
Ah, that's
where
true.
Anthony Hopkins was Don de, de la Vega, the first Zorro.
Yeah, nothing controversial
Antonio
about that.
Banderas.
Yeah, look, it was the '90s, man.
It was the 90s. Oh, speaking about it being the 90s, this GoldenEye has one of my favorite cliches of 90s movies ever, where computers can do anything.
You know,
They
and
still
they
could do.
blow up.
And blow,
Yes,
yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, listen, I don't know if GoldenEye, what they were showing what the computers could do, could actually do that sort of thing back then. But I love that trope because people back in the 90s, when the internet was new and computers new, people didn't know how that stuff worked. They just were like, oh, it does the thing. And so like movies took advantage of that by saying like, I'm going to hack into the server and then I'm going to plug my PCU into the HTMP and then we're going to download the whatever. And it's like they could do like I'm gonna make sure my hot pockets are ready in my oven with my hacking into it. And it's like, no,
I
none of
mean,
that can
not
happen.
not to counterpoint you, but I am rewatching Mr. Robot, and they just did save the world by eliminating all debt from a
by
computer.
by
So
hacking so hard. Well,
Hacker
by
man.
hacking Evil Corp.
well,
So
I was going to say, like, for any of our fans who've listened to all of our episodes, this is a very similar point we brought up in our Superman 3 review,
Yeah.
where again, and that was in the 70s. They're like computers are magic and can control the weather. Um, build, you could build an advanced computer that turns people into robots.
Hmm.
And apparently, it's so easy that even Richard Pryor could do it. Um, where's it going before that? But yeah, definitely the. I have no idea what actual hacking looks like. I don't know anything about like sending a spike or having passwords that are like sexual double entendres.
Like I know it's a joke for the movie, but at least in today's world, you'll never have a password from a hacker that simple.
yeah. What
But
was the password?
It was like one was knockers, another
Yeah,
one was
knockers.
chair.
Yeah.
yeah, what it's like what's something what was it? Something that you sit with that you
Like,
can't take with you. It's like it's kind of like the Riddler. Going back to Paul Dano, it's like
mm,
yeah, these are riddles that a 5-year-old should be
connected.
able to solve.
They're right in front of you and can open very large doors.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
it. This guy
yeah, and
knows
he
this movie.
I've seen it once or twice.
Yeah.
again, great lines. I almost wish if we had the technology, I'd like to take that clip and then put in the invincible title card. Like I am, but you know, um, but yeah, where were we going? Favorite kill in the movie,
Mm.
or who had the best death in the movie? I guess I should put it out.
Ar Arguably, Boris,
When he gets blown up.
where he gets like frozen.
Well, he like
Mm.
survives the satellite
Yeah,
like crashing down. And he's like, "I am invincible," and then like comically, it's like frozen in liquid
the liquid
nitrogen.
nitrogen.
I'm gonna go with on the top. Just get mainly just for the quip after he kills her. Like, just she always did like a good squeeze.
I
Again,
I honestly don't remember any deaths specifically.
not even Sean Bean being fallen down onto the satellite and then the
I
antenna falling into.
hated that scene because I hated that level. Like that level was so hard, like falling down to that platform. I couldn't even watch it without getting upset.
I just, that scene, rewatching it again for like the first time in a while, when Bond is like kicked and he's falling down the ladder. I'm thinking like, God, if that was me, I'd be like, all right, Sean Bean, fine, just fucking take over the world. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, and it's like it's a it's like he had several times where he could just shoot him. It's kind of like again going back to or I don't know if he brought up Austin Powers because that was my other gag I was going to try to do is read the summary of Goldmember and say it was the plot of GoldenEye. But it's like there's
That would have
like
been good.
several times where like Sean Bean could have just shot Bond right then and there. It's like okay, movie's over. And, but there's not even like a weird like okay, going back to Commando, like when Schwarzenegger is like and Bennett are like and Schwarzenegger goads Ben into like fighting him hand to hand. It's like kind of feeding on his psyche. I don't know why Sean Bean didn't just like shoot James Bond. Instead, he had to like kick him down a ladder that's like 1,000 feet in the air.
because
Like
it's cooler.
I know that, but just like, bro, if you really try to hack the British financial system and send England back to the Stone Age, like, come on, man, you gotta get your priorities together. Just say it's villain stuff 101.
Well, it's a Bond movie. They always do that sort of stuff where it's like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot
Yeah,
him.
you, Dad, you have him right there. Just shoot him in the head. No, I want freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads. Uh, so what did we learn?
What did we learn tonight, folks?
That even these shitty movies can result in legendary games.
That's right. I think that's important for all you boys and girls who are
Like
listening.
this game has surpassed everything about this movie. Like the only thing about this movie that should be worthwhile is the game that came out of this. And it's not insulting the movie, like to know that like you are the basis for such a great game is worthwhile.
I
One
thought
might
the
say
movie,
revolutionary.
I thought the movie came after. I thought they made the game and then went back in time and they made the movie.
I mean, time, as we've discussed when we brought up Doctor Who, time is relative. So that could be the case. It
Nick,
is
are you
weird. I
doing a
think
bit or like is this the
I'm,
game came
I'm,
after, right?
yeah, I'm being
Okay.
stupid. Yeah, I think it
Okay.
came out like a year or two after the movie.
Yeah, like
Okay.
in, I looked up, it was like 97, and this movie came out in 95, which credit where credit's due. At least when they put the game together, it seemed like they took some time instead
Hmm.
of like, okay, we got to release the game right around the movie, and then it ends up getting like a rush production.
Yeah, and they transferred so many elements of this to it without like sacrificing the gameplay much.
Well, there's no way they could have made this game when this movie came out because it was too high, not high end, but too advanced that the current console systems wouldn't be able to
Hmm.
handle it. Like the Super NES or the Genesis, they couldn't do anything like that. They
No,
needed the tech for the 64,
we need
which
64 bits.
yeah, which is actually kind of wild that GoldenEye, the video game, came out the year the next James Bond movie came out instead of
The world will never die.
the Tomorrow Never Dies,
Oh yeah.
which it's like you would think people would be like, wait, they got the title wrong. That's the old one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they did make a Tomorrow Never Dies video game for the PlayStation, and it was bad.
Mm.
Same engine, but they like were just it was they went too far with it, I think.
Well, it wasn't even a first-person shooter. It was like um a third-person sort of adventure.
Hmm. I don't
I liked
remember, but
a game
There's
that I
a
played a lot was Night. I think it was like what was it, Agent Under Fire or something like that.
we
One of those
played
games. Yeah.
we played that a lot in college, like Agent Under Fire and Nightfire as well. We liked Agent Under Fire because you have like the claw, you could be like Spider-Man and like
Hmm. Yeah, there was some great like again, it was a different era for video games where like everyone is plugged in four consoles, you're all
I
on the
know.
same TV,
You
you're
don't have to
sharing
hook it
a
up to the
physical
internet.
space. Yeah. Different times, different times.
wait, what came after Tomorrow Never Dies?
Then there was The World Is Not Enough, and
World is not enough. Yeah.
then there was Die Another Day.
Which
Yeah.
which one is the one where Bond is like doing the awful CGI surfing?
That is tomorrow. Oh, that was Die Another Day.
Okay, because that was like what killed James Bond. It's so bad that they had to bring in Daniel Craig.
They definitely, I think they realized, okay, I think we've gone too far this time. Let's take a step back and figure this next shit out.
Yeah.
You guys, wait, I'm sorry. I think I clicked link. You guys remember the scene in Escape from LA when Kurt Russell surfs
And like Steve Buscemi's like
along the
driving.
alley
Yeah.
and that was a pretty good CGI surf scene.
That's also a movie with Joe Don Baker in it. Or no, is he in that one? No, it's another tough, gruff guy. I don't think Joe Don Baker's in Escape from LA, but I could be wrong.
It's been, I mean, last time I saw the movies when we did on the podcast like 10 years ago, Gorehound, so
Mm.
I don't recall if Joe Don Baker was in it. I mean, there's no way to find out. It's impossible to know now. So
Nobody knows.
just be a mystery for life. So, alrighty. Well, does anyone have any other final thoughts on GoldenEye?
I think so, but why would anyone ever want to Pierce Brosnan?
What?
It's a joke from Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, yeah, we all got it. We all got your Pinky in the Brain reference, cuz.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. No, good solid movie. Pretty dumb, but it's like if that's what you're into, it's quite enjoyable.
And to think, it was arguably his best Bond movie.
That's true. I don't think I've. I think during my bachelor party we watched the one where he's captured by the North Koreans.
Let's Die Another Day.
That's Die Another Day. Okay. Oh, I don't think the
I don't
Chiefs
have
are doing
enough
very
content
good.
behind me to even rank them.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think this is the only one of Brosnan's I remember. Uh, I'm going to say it's a 12 out of 10. A great film. Should it needs he it doesn't need to be remade.
Yeah, Nick, I'm more interested in Nick. How should I feel about this movie? You tell
However you
me.
want to feel. Hey, I can't tell you how you feel like a movie or not.
Within the chronology of James Bond, is this a good
Generally,
one?
generally speaking, people tend to like this one. It's more on the highly rated end.
Okay. Is this his best movie? Is this Pierce's best James Bond?
Um, I think most people would say that it probably is.
And
I
I'll
have a
say
s-
that too.
I have a soft spot for The World Is Not Enough, which is the one with Denise Richards.
Amen, amen. I see
Um,
it.
but then again, Pierce Bronson was my James Bond growing up, so it's hard to be have that childhood nostalgia for it. But
Yeah.
so I do enjoy all of his films in varying capacities. But yeah, it's definitely the start of a new era for James Bond. That's for sure.
Like I said, the Sandman who brought us Pierce Brosnan James Bond brought us Daniel Craig James Bond.
That's
So
why they brought him back because they were really happy with what they did with
it, I
Pierce.
do like that they didn't do the same thing with Daniel Craig. You get like the same director. You think, oh, he's going to do kind of a similar thing. Like, no, they're very two distinct movies. Although there is some of that same DNA. Like, I know Casino Royale is considered a little bit darker, but I still, again, that scene where like Mickelson is like hitting James Bond in the nuts with the rope, and he's like a little to the left, and he's like, everyone's going to know that you died scratching my balls. Like, that's great. It's like a kind of darker Bond quip.
I didn't like yeah.
Someone busting
What?
your balls. That's a
Yeah.
Tuesday at my household.
Bond's like Bush League.
I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself. Uh,
So,
all right. Well,
all
I'm
right,
going to get shaken and
boyos.
not stirred.
Oh,
Got it. Oh, sorry, Max.
stop on a freeze frame. Dun, dun. Alrighty. Well,
You're the best around.
all right, boyos. It was good talking about this James Bond movie. It's interesting to see that I'm apparently the only one who thoroughly enjoyed the film,
Yes, you are.
but hey, that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. We respect our differences.
Yeah, we
We'll put
respect
on your
violence.
put on our respectacles and respect everyone's differences. So, cuz you gotta like walk into the frame and like do the James Bond thing.
Oh shit!
How's he gonna screw this up?
Oh my gosh, who is that? Is that Pierce
There
Brosnan
we go.
or Daniel Craig?
More like James Schlub.
Amazon's James Schlub.
Yeah.
Call us
Oh,
Amazon. We got ideas.
I got a bet. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person to make this joke, but again, and I'm not even like someone who's like, all this woke media. I just think it's more annoying the people who complain about it instead of just watching what they want to watch.
Yeah.
But if you really want to piss off that manosphere, it's not going to be James Bond. It's going to be Jane
Jane Bond.
Bond. Come on, it writes itself. It writes itself.
Well, whoever they pick for the next James Bond, people are going to hate it, just like they hated Daniel Craig, just like they hated. I don't know. I think people like Pierce Brosnan. I don't know. There wasn't
They
internet
hate
media
Timothy
the way they were.
Dalton. Did people hate Roger Moore initially because he wasn't Sean Connery?
I don't know. I'm sure there was, but the world was different back then. You didn't have like 24/7 access to everyone's opinion all at
Yeah, there
once.
was no internet, so
Yeah.
Well, also like
society
I
was
think
happier.
it's important to remember that for a long time, the only way you saw these movies was by going to the theater. Like you couldn't just rewatch them on demand whenever you wanted. Hell, I watched this movie from my phone through Pluto, which was a oh god, that
You're a
was
disgrace.
why am I a
Well,
disgrace?
I own it on physical media because I believe in physical media.
Wasn't this on Prime or
It was, and now it's like Prime. You have to pay
okay.
for it.
Yeah.
Because next time just ask somebody will let you into their account.
Well, I got my ways, but this is
Nobody should be watching movies on their phone.
I chose to be fair, I was doing laundry at the same time, so it just ended up being a little easier.
This was a decision he made.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't forced into nothing.
All right.
Yeah. My movie's my choice.
Oh,
Now who's getting political? Oh, that was loaded.
Oh
that's what she
man.
said. I don't know what that makes.
All right.
All right. Well, all right, boyos. Let's call it a night. Gorehound, cuz thanks for joining me to talk about some GoldenEye. And until next time, this has been the All New Culture Cast. Hope you have a wonderful week. See you later. You've been listening to the All New Culture Cast. Drop us a line at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out their work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Thanks for listening.
Oh, so what'd you settle on?
For what?
Your drink. What are you drinking?
My diet Dr.
What
Kelp?
what did you go and get a drink? What what is your
What are you
drink?
doing?
Okay,
I'm
Chiefs.
playing with the settings. That's
Okay,
what the
Bud
audience
Light, Bud Light.
wants.
Kansas City Chief Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's fine.